What's up, guys? Coach Rob here, training for Warriors Long Island, and we are back with another episode of Training and Chill with Coach Rob. Now, the holiday season is upon us, and with that comes holiday parties. And tonight, I'm going to give you 5 ways in which we could defeat holiday parties. Now, holiday party can knock you totally off track. And usually you just don't go to one holiday party. You have one for work, and then maybe a friend's throwing one, and then maybe your gym is throwing one, or something to that effect. And you have to go to all these parties. And the one thing that happens is usually people get derailed off their nutrition at these holiday parties. So I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to defeat those holiday parties and continue on with some solid nutrition so you can reach your goals in the end. Now, I'm not saying don't go. This whole thing, I'm not saying don't go out and have fun, because yeah, you can go out and have fun. But what happens is sometimes the fun adds up. So you have to choose wisely when you're going out. And I'm going to help you guys make some good choices before the party and maybe during the party that will allow you to have a good time at the party, as well as make some solid choices that will help continue your nutrition and your diet and stay on track so you can reach your goals. So, tip number 1. And this goes with not only holiday parties, but holiday dinners or brunches or wherever you're going for the holidays. Eat before you go. And this happened during Thanksgiving as well. Like, this could be used at a time like that, or, if you're going to a big birthday party. But especially on the holidays, eat before you go. So about 2 hours beforehand, eat something. Or, if the party's at 2 o'clock, have a great breakfast and then maybe a little protein shake 2 hours beforehand. So when you get to the party, you're not starving. I've gone to many parties where I'm totally, insanely hungry. And when I get there, it's like all out. Like, let's just eat whatever they put out. It doesn't matter what they put out. And that's not the way to go. If you fill up on some good protein and a nice protein shake before you get to the party, you're less likely to be eating all the bad carbohydrates like the potato chips and the things of that nature that will totally derail you. And to be honest, you kind of know what those things kind of taste like, right? So why even bother having them? So if you're able to fill up, have a nice meal. Say the party's in the afternoon, like I said, make sure you have a good breakfast, get some high protein in there, some eggs or something to that nature, vegetables, fibrous vegetables that will keep you full for a long time. And then a couple hours before, 2 hours before, an hour before, make sure you have a little protein shake that will maintain that not being hungry feeling. And then when you get to the party, you're not going to go all out and eat whatever's in front of you. So that's tip number 1. Make sure you get to the party and you already have eaten something. Now, if your party is in the evening, say it's like a work party, you're more than likely to have already eaten throughout the day, maybe at least 2 times, a breakfast and lunch, and maybe even a snack in between your lunch and the time you get off from work. So that's a little bit easier. But you have to set yourself up beforehand. I wouldn't be if you know you have a holiday party at the end of the week, I wouldn't be loading up on cheat meals during the week. I would have no cheat meals during the week in preparation for knowing that I may have to have something that may not be as healthy for me at the holiday party. So if you're able to maintain a nice week of solid nutrition, then you afford your opportunity at the party to maybe eat something that isn't as healthy of a choice as you usually have. But if you continue to have cheat meals during the week, then you're going to run into a problem, because if you're cheating during the week and then you cheat at the party, that's going to totally derail you from your goals. Another thing is, maybe you have multiple parties in a week. Now, this is going to be the harder one, because you have to be able to choose one that you're going to maybe cheat at and the other one not so much at all. So if you know which one may have better food, you may stick with that and say, you know what, I'll eat healthy at this one. And then I know they have something that I really like at the other one. Maybe I'll try it then there, and that will be the party that I maybe cheat a little bit more. So remember, guys, keep the cheat meals down, or not at all during the week leading up to the party or leading up to that day, whatever day it is. And you'll be better off when you get to the party, because then you'll know that you were really good all week and have allowed yourself the opportunity to have something that may not be as good. But in the same point, you're not going to derail yourself from the diet plan that you're on, and you're knocking yourself off track from the goals that you want to reach. Now, number 2. Limit your drinking. Notice I did not say don't drink, because maybe you want to have a couple of cocktails when you get to the party, and that's totally understandable. And it's just the same as, eating before. I wouldn't be drinking alcohol during the week leading up to the party. If I know I have the party, then you should be limiting what you're doing during the week. But limit the amount you drink. Maybe you have 1 or 2 glasses of wine at the party and you call it a day. If it's a work function, you shouldn't be getting trashed anyway, because then the next day, usually the work functions or parties happen, and then the next day you have to go to work. Do you really want to go to work hungover? I don't think so. Okay? So guys, liquid calories are totally useless. So if you're downing beer after beer after beer at the party, yeah, it may be fun, but that may and then on top of that, eating, because once you start drinking, you're going to be more likely to start eating whatever it is that you want to eat. And now those calories are just going to compound on top of each other. And like I always say, the little and keeps on going, a little bit becomes a lot of it. But that will compound and totally knock you off track. So if you can limit the amount you drink, that will afford you a little bit more opportunity to eat. And liquid calories are the worst calories. And this goes in general for just your life. If you're drinking a lot of liquid calories, like soda even, or alcohol, you need to start limiting those type of things, those liquid calories, because they can be devastating on a diet. Okay? We're going to move on to number 3 in a second, but before we move on to number 3, guys, if you can please share this, especially now that the holiday season is upon us, and this can help any of your friends out there hopefully maintain their nutrition and stay on track for their goals of maybe burning some fat during the holiday season, which is probably one of the harder times to do it. Please hit the share button in the right-hand side or in the left-hand side if you like it. Please give me some likes and loves. We always appreciate that. Now we're going to move on to my favorite number, but maybe not my favorite tip, but my favorite number 3. Okay? Number 3 is use a smaller plate when you are at the party. What does this do? Well, it's very simple. What this does is forces us to have smaller portion sizes. The smaller the portion size, the less likely we are to load up our plate with food that we may not like. If you're there, you get to the party, you grab your smaller plate. Now, what should your first plate, because usually we go back for seconds. If we're going to have a smaller plate, we might go back for seconds. But what should you fill up your first plate with? Vegetables, because they're going to have vegetables. You know, they're going to have some grilled vegetables, something. There's going to be some healthy options at these parties, and some protein. So if your first plate is filled up with healthy vegetables and protein, then your second plate you may not fill up as much because you're full. Now here's the trick to the smaller portion. No, smaller portions, smaller plate, and that first plate. Here is the real secret to that first plate. And some of you know this secret, but a lot of us don't do this secret. Eat slowly. Don't devour the plate, the first plate of food. Eat it nice and slow. Guys, don't worry, the food's not going anywhere. They've got more that's going to be coming. So if you're planning 4 seconds, don't fret. There's still going to be food there. Okay? But if you eat that first plate, that small plate, nice and slow, you're going to allow your body to process and digest and make it feel like it's full. So when you do go back for that second plate, A, you have a smaller plate, which is awesome. You're not going to fill up as much. And B, you're going to be able to have the opportunity to not eat as much because you'll be full. Okay? And those 2 little tips, so there was like 2 tips in one there. Use the smaller plate and eat slowly. I know a handful of people that can't eat slow, and they devour food all the time. They eat, but before I even finish my half of my plate, their plate's already done. It's kind of like a joke, but it's all good. Because if you eat a little bit slower, I can guarantee you're gonna feel fuller, faster, and then you're gonna be less likely to get seconds, and on top of that, get seconds with a bunch of crappy food that's gonna knock you off track. Okay, guys? Remember, when you're going to these parties, keep in mind that your goal is your goal. Okay, yeah, it's awesome to have fun. And I'm not saying don't drink a beer or don't have a glass of wine. And I'm not saying don't try the pie or the dessert. I'm not saying that, because that's not how you should live. But remember what I did say. Don't cheat all week. Okay, use a smaller plate. These are just little tips that you can use that will limit the damage. If you can limit the damage that you're going to do when you're out at these holiday parties, then you're going to be better off the next morning and getting back on track with what your goal is. All right, so guys, we're going to move on to number 4. Number 4, if there's music, get on the dance floor and dance. Guys, it's going to burn a bunch of calories while you're dancing, and you're going to have an even better time. You're going to be with your friends. You're going to be dancing around. You're going to be burning calories. And one thing that is going to happen is that you won't be apt to go and eat more if you're on the dance floor. You'll be more likely to stay out on the dance floor, have a good time, be dancing with your friends, not going to get anything to eat, and then that limits the amount of calories that you're intaking while you're burning calories. And guess what that is? A win-win situation for yourself. So, guys, you may not like to dance, but you will learn to love to dance when you get out to the parties. And you have a better time. And you're out there, you get a little sweat going maybe, depending on how hard you're dancing, right? And we're having a good time. You're burning extra calories. And away we go. Okay, guys? Now, this brings me to number 5. All right? And number 5 is simple. If you want to play the game, or if you want to cross the bridge over into the party and have a really good time, then you're going to have to pay the toll. And what's paying the toll? Paying the toll is getting a workout in on the day of the party. That's the toll. So if you want to play the game, you got to pay the toll. You want to cross the bridge, you got to pay the toll. You want to get through the tunnel, you got to pay the toll. So yeah, your party may be in the evening, and you may work out in the evening. But you know what the toll is? Get up in the morning and do it. You may not want to, But if you get up in the morning, you get your workout in. Hopefully it's some kind of interval workout where you're burning a lot of fat and will help you allow to burn more calories throughout the day. So when you get to that party, you're still burning calories. That metabolism is still trying to recover and burning for like an inferno, okay? Then you'll be better off than not going to work out. So guys, you may not like to work out in the morning, but the day of the party, that's the day that you have to work out in the morning. So then maybe you can afford yourself a little bit more of an opportunity to enjoy the party. Guys, if you've got any questions, or maybe you have a tip that can help somebody kill their holiday party, or not do as much damage and knock themselves off their goal, please feel free in the comments below. If you have a question about anything, comment below. Remember guys, share this for your friends. Holiday season is upon us. We're all attacking holiday parties like it's our job. So guys, really get after it. So if you're planning your workouts in there, get them in the day of the parties that you have. Get them in on the holidays themselves if you can. That's the most important thing, because that's going to allow you to burn extra calories in a nice little interval training workout, and that will allow you to burn those calories not only during the workout but while you're still eating at that party. So guys, I'm gonna go back now, and if you have any questions while I'm going back, or pop any comments in below. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna review really quick what the 5 tips were to knocking out your holiday party, crushing it, so you can have a good time, and you won't be knocked off track on your goals. So number 1 was eat before you go, okay? If it's in an afternoon party or an evening party, you probably already have a handful of meals. But one thing you may want to do, like an hour, 2 hours before the party, is have a protein shake. That will keep you full. That will keep you from being an animal when you get there and just like being like Cookie Monster, nom 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 nom. All right. Number 2 was limit your drinking. I did not say don't drink. I understand that people like to drink. I understand. I get it. I totally understand. But limit the amount of liquid calories that you're taking in. I'm not asking you to not. I'm asking you to limit. So 1 or 2. You don't have to get trashed. You're not at a fraternity party. Okay? You're at a holiday party. Have a good time. Don't get trashed. Don't knock yourself off track of your goal because you're going to get trashed and have a ton of beers. Okay? Because that's just going to make you even more hungry. Then you're going to go after all those crappy carbohydrates. And then what? Then you really put yourself back on that day. That's number 2. Number 3 was use a smaller plate and eat slow. I gave you 2 in 1 there because number 3 is my favorite, so I gave you a 2 for 1 deal there. Okay? Use a smaller plate and eat slowly. The slower you eat, the less likely you're about to fill up that plate for the second round of food, and then you'll be better off and you won't be intaking as many calories as you should be at that party. That being said, number 4 was get out on the dance floor, burn some extra calories. You could get a good little workout in depending on how hard you're dancing, depending on how long you're dancing. Nice little aerobic kick in there, and that'll continue to keep that furnace burning. From tip number 5, get a nice interval training workout in on the day of your party. That's going to burn the calories during the workout itself, but keep your metabolism running for up to 36 hours at least, so it allows you to have a little bit more of a cheat. Okay? But remember the one important thing, guys. If you have a holiday party or a couple holiday parties, choose one that you may really go after and have a good time, but the other one, kind of keep it mellowed down and keep yourself good. Don't cheat during the week leading up to the party. But remember, guys, it is the holidays. Have a good time, but be safe. And remember one thing, the famous words of the Beastie Boys: if you're driving, don't drink, and if you drink, don't drive. Good night.